So, my first topic of the day would have to be, why is the Earth round? That's what I don't get. But what I do get is that when it was created, that's how it was made. So, every
This question was posed by 20,000 mans, 20000mans, and that's a very good question. The answer is fairly simple. It's that pressure has to do with a lot of things, and the circle is like a shape that you're going to find a lot in nature. All the planets, the sun, the orbit around the sun, the moon's orbit around the earth, they're all circles. They're a bit oblong sometimes, but they're generally circles. They go around and around and around. Now, the question, why is the Earth round? Again, it's pressure. Let's take a look at this bag right here. This bag is completely flat. It's square. The pressure on this side of the plastic is equal to the pressure on this side of the plastic. Therefore, it takes whatever shape you want, pretty much. And now, if we have an even pressure, this would work better with a balloon. Well, I don't have any balloons. Hold on one second. Now you notice that there is now more pressure in the bag than there is on the outside of the bag. And what happens? It gets round. Even though it's square, even though it started as a square, the more pressure we add, the rounder it wants to become. Now, go look at the tires on your parents' vehicle. They're round, right? And they have a lot of air pressure on the insides pushing out. But you'll notice on the bottom, where the tires are supporting all the weight, they're slightly flat. That's because there's more pressure on the bottom of the tires. So now, the pressure of the Earth, that was dealing with air pressure. Now, when talking about the Earth, what we're talking about is another pressure from gravity. The gravity of the Earth. We have a nice round Earth, and gravity is constantly pulling stuff to the center. Without gravity, the Earth would just fly apart. Now, it's because that this pressure is equal on all sides. The Earth is round, same as this bag. If the pressure were to somehow change, we would have a wobble. We'd have a high spot in the Earth. If you take a look at the tides of the Earth, the ocean tides, and you look at the moon very small in comparison to the Earth, but there's still enough gravity there that as the moon circles the Earth, the water level rises in the sea wherever the moon is at. If the moon is over here, the water level rises up here. If the moon is here, the water level rises up here and here. Why? Because there's an opposite. There is a slight bit of pressure changing with the gravity of the moon. the gravity of the Earth is constant, but there's this little influence of external gravity someplace else shifting the level of the water. That's why the Earth is round, and that's how pressures work in keeping things round. If you were to take a ball of Play-Doh, which you've probably done before, and start rolling it around, all the pressure is even around all sides, and you get a round shape. If you just put pressure on two sides, the ball of clay then flattens. And if we were to have, say, a sudden shift in gravity where there was no gravity here but lots of gravity here, suppose the moon wasn't this size, suppose the moon was this size, it would play havoc with the Earth. The Earth would want to shift, and we would have all sorts of earthquakes. It would be bad news for everybody. So there's your answer, Mr. 2000 Mans, and thank you for asking. Don't stop asking. The only stupid question is the question that you don't ask.